This video is brought to you by these YouTube members. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Hello everyone and welcome to the top 10 Ichigos on Bleach Brave Souls. Now I thought I'd actually made this list not that long ago, but turns out it actually has been a while. And not only have we gotten a lot of new Ichigos, but a lot of the old ones got resurrected too, and some of them got major upgrades. So I figured it's time to do it again. As always, please keep in mind that opinions will vary. With that said, let's begin. Now you know everyone on this list is going to be great when the number 10 spot is taken by the manga version of Ichigo, specifically the Chubankai one. While it may not feel like it, this character is actually 3 years old at this point, but he holds up remarkably well. He's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy and a strong attack recharge link. He's also got a Soul Reaper killer, which is the best killer to have, and a strong attack 2 is a boost move with Enhancer that not only increases his attack, defense, and focus by 33%, but also transforms him for 20 seconds, and lets him deal 20% more damage with his strong attacks, and an increased damage with his normal attacks, making a normal attack build for this guy actually viable. But of course, strong attack damage is the way to go, and his deal more than enough. His strong attack 3 is a full screen, his strong attack 1 is a lunge move, and as I mentioned, his strong attack 2 is a boost move. Finally, to top things off, this Ichigo is also completely immune to being both weakened and paralyzed. It honestly feels very weird putting him at number 10, just because of who he is, but I'm sure when I make this list again, he'll probably be resurrected and end up on it once again. Next up is the Desert Society version of Ichigo. Now this guy gets a lot of grief. I don't know why, he is insanely useful, but if I had to guess it would probably be because he's the slowest on this list. Now personally, I don't care that much about how fast a character is, unless they're extremely slow. What matters to me most is the utility of a character, and this guy has plenty of it. He's got a really high attack as well as flurry and bruiser at 20%. He's also got an Arankar killer, meaning that killer is multiplied in events like Inheritance Zone and such, and he's got a damage reduction soul trait, allowing him to take more damage. And if he were to take a significant amount of damage, his strong attack 2 is a heal move, which comes in handy in things like Senkaimon, when autoing, or just when healing the party. Now in addition to this Ichigo is also able to inflict burn with all of his attacks except for that strong attack 2. And this is probably the most valuable part about this Ichigo and why he's on this list. Yeah, sure, many characters can inflict burn, but not like him. As I said, he has flurry, and he's a ranged character. And there are ranged characters that only hit once with their normal attack, but Ichigo normally hits twice. And since he has flurry, that twice is doubled to 4 times per hit, meaning for one normal attack string, he actually hits 16 times, and that's per enemy. Not only increasing the combo incredibly fast, but also greatly increasing the chance of inflicting burn. He's actually one of the best boss killers in the game because of this reason, excluding Arena and Guild Quest. So yeah, he may be slow, but he's also insanely reliable, and useful in multiple aspects of the game. Next up we have the first of our resurrected characters in this list, the movie 1 version of Ichigo. Now this Ichigo was already a good character before resurrection. After resurrection he got even better. He has a really high SP and now has Berserker at 20 plus Frenzy. He's also got a boosted strong attack recharge link of 14% and now a full stamina damage link of 16%, which he does lose as soon as he gets hit, but you know, just don't get hit. In addition to this character also has Havoc at 20, increasing the range of his strong attacks. This lets his strong attack 3 be just beyond full screen since it wouldn't be without it, and increasing the range on his strong attack 1 and 2, which are both lunge moves. His strong attack 2 being a very weird version of a lunge move. This character also has a hollow killer and a fairly decent attack post-resurrection. He's also got bruiser at 30% and long reach. So when you have to use your normal attacks, they're actually not bad. Overall, he's just a very good character. And I know they're remaking some of the movie characters. I don't think this guy's gonna get a remake, but to be honest, this one's good enough to where you just don't need one. Honestly, I go back and forth between this one and the next one, but for now this is how I feel about it. Next up we have the Lost Asian version of Ichigo, who withstood the test of time all the way up to his resurrection, and then just got better. He's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy, and now a Berserker at 20%. In addition to that Berserker, he also got a 10% strong attack recharge link for his resurrection link, which since he started with a strong attack damage link of 20, means he now has one of the best links in the entire game. Now this character's always had a great kit. He's got a lunge move strong attack 1, a beam shot strong attack 2, and a full screen strong attack 3. In fact, come to think of it, he was probably one of the first characters to have a beam shot move. One with good range anyway. And the kit still holds up today, though to be honest I didn't really think they were gonna give him Havoc, since while the range on his strong attack 1 and 2 is good, it could be a little better. Post resurrection, this Ichigo has a decent enough attack, and he has a plus 40 bruiser as well as long reach. His normal attacks are incredibly fast, making him a viable option. And then we have his special, that not only is full screen and has a devastation of 40%, but also inflicts weaken attack. Now odds are that you have another tech character you probably use, and that's fine. After all, this character is like 4 years old, and he still holds up remarkably well, to the point where he is one of the 10 best Ichigo in the game, even though most of us probably use him as a link at this point.
見せてやるぜ俺の力のすべてをこの一振りで型をつける月牙天使
Next up, we have the 2nd anniversary Ichigo, who is actually the reason I remember that the last Ichigo is just about 4 years old, since they came out at around the same time. Now both Ichigos are kind of similar in the sense that they both have a strong attack damage link, and got a strong attack recharge link upon resurrection. That said, this Ichigo has a boosted strong attack damage link of 25%, and they actually gave him Havoc. Now like I said, I go back and forth between the two characters. The other Ichigo is definitely faster, since his attacks have better range on average. That said, this Ichigo can hit a lot harder, not only because of that boosted 25 link, but also because his strong attack 3 is a charge move that doubles in strength when fully charged, and because he has Havoc, it actually goes beyond full screen and is actually one of the widest hitting charge moves in the entire game, and it's one of the few charge moves that actually has really decent range even if you don't fully charge it, to the point where it's almost full screen. Like the last one, this one also has both Bruiser and Devastation at 40, and while he doesn't have weaken attack on his special, he does have a +2 sprinter, making it easier for him to dodge specials, as well as maneuver around while he charges his strong attack 3. Now like I said, both of these characters are similar in some senses, and they kinda go back and forth in my mind. The reason I put him above the other one is because of that boosted link and that +2 sprinter. More the link than anything else, because at this point we mostly use them as links. Still, they're both usable today, and they're both some of the best resurrected characters to ever come out.
Nuggets.
Next up we have Mugetsu, technically the 4th anniversary version of Ichigo, but I mean, let's be real here, it's Mugetsu. Now this character is insanely strong, as anyone who has him would know. He's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy, and a strong attack recharge link, allowing him to spam his strong attacks, which, while he doesn't have Havoc, do have great range. He's got a full screen strong attack 3, a strong attack 2 that blasts anything in front of him, and a strong attack 1 that's a lunge move. All of his attacks have a chance to inflict debilitating weakening, which as you all know increases the damage you deal, and makes the damage your enemies deal 1. These attacks are also quick to activate, and he's got Sprinter at 2, making him an incredibly fast character. Now while he may have strong attack recharge as a link, he also has a stamina recovery ability, allowing him to heal 20% of his total stamina anytime he enters a new area. This Ichigo is also completely immune to being frozen, and he's got 2 killers, Hollow and No Affiliation, making him insanely valuable, since it basically doubles the usefulness of this character in areas that largely depend on killers. He's honestly just an amazing character. As much as I do like Lunar Ichigo's design, I think this Ichigo's design is actually my favorite, and this one's actually canon. I mean, I guess the other one is too, but you know, only for a few seconds.
Bankai! Tensa Zangetsu.
Next up we have the Fierce Battle version of Ichigo, who is very misleading, as most of the time he will be using his Shikai form. Nevertheless, he is a really good character. He's got a really high SP as well as Frenzy, and Berserker at 40%. He's also got a strong attack recharge link, letting him spam his strong attacks, and they all have really good range, though none of them are full screen. His strong attack 3 is pretty close to it though, and he's also got a beam shot strong attack 2 and a lunge move strong attack 1. Now like I said, he does have Berserker at 40% before that Frenzy. That means these attacks hit incredibly hard, harder than anyone else else on this list so far, except for maybe Lunar Ichigo's charge move Strong Attack 3 when fully charged. And they have the potential to hit even harder because they get 30% stronger after his special, when they all get recharged immediately, and you can essentially use 6 strong attacks in a row if you play your cards right. The special not only transforms him, but also hits hard itself, as he has a plus 60 devastation. And after this 30-second transformation, the strong attacks get recharged again when he transforms back. This Ichigo also has a plus 40 bruiser, as well as a Soul Reaper killer, and not only does he deal more damage to Soul Reapers, but he's also resistant to it by 20%. In addition to this Ichigo is able to hit hidden enemies, which there's no shortage of in Soul Reaper enemies. This not only makes him incredibly fast because you don't have to wait for those enemies, but it also frees up an accessory slot you'd use for the same ability. To top everything off, this Ichigo is also completely immune to being paralyzed. He is truly a great character, though I do think they missed an opportunity to give us a Shikai Ichigo with the cape.
いや、覚悟はいいか。行くぜ、血液転生。
Honestly, this just feels wrong, and it might be, who am I to say? But at number 3 we have Adult Ichigo. It's so weird to put him at number 3. This character is amazing. He's not only got a really high SP, but also Berserker at 60% and Frenzy. 60%! That's a lot! His attacks hit incredibly hard and they have great reach, with a Strong Attack 3 being beyond full screen, his Strong Attack 1 being a beam shot that stretches forever, not literally forever, and his Strong Attack 2 being near full screen, though that Strong Attack 2 is a boost move with Enhancer, so while it does have great range, it does take a little longer to come back compared to other Strong Attack 2s. Still, while it's active, it gives his attack defense and focus a 33% boost, and it makes his normal attack hit hard, since he already has a plus 40 bruiser. This Ichigo also has the ability Marauder, which is basically nullify melee resistance and guard break in one. This makes him incredibly fast at clearing areas, because he can't really be slowed down. Adding to that speed is his plus 2 sprinter, which gives him an additional flash step. He's also completely immune to being both weakened and paralyzed, and while he has a strong attack recharge link, he has a damage reduction ability of 16%. Adding to that defense, he can also read hollow dodges, and he's got 2 killers, of Soul Reaper and Captain, making him extra effective in the Captain Guild quest. To top everything off, he's also got Bombardment, which makes his special hit twice as much. It's especially good for him because his special has a chance to instant kill, so doubling the hits means doubling the opportunities. That, and it does a ton of damage. He's one of the best characters to ever come out, and he's just decked out full of abilities, which is why it's so weird he's at number 3.
俺にできるのは全ての力をこの斬撃に込めることだけだ。
At number 2, we have the 5th anniversary version of Ichigo. Personally, I like the adult one better. I think his design is cooler, and I like his strong attacks more. That said, this one can hit so much harder. While he doesn't have as high of an SP as the adult version of Ichigo, he still has a ridiculously high SP. He's also got Frenzy and Berserker at 60%, and all of his attacks have a chance to inflict debilitating weakening. They also have great range thanks to Havoc being at 20. He's got a lunge move Strong Attack 1, a Strong Attack 2 with similar range to adult Ichigo's Strong Attack 2, only he can use it more frequently, and a charge move Strong Attack 3 that goes a little bit beyond full screen when fully charged and hits for an insane amount thanks to that Berserker being at 60%, the Frenzy, and the fact that it's doubled when fully charged. Like the last Ichigo, this one also has Marauder and Sprinter at 2, and like the last one, he also has 2 killers, only his are slightly better since he has a Hollow and an Arankar killer. While a Soul Reaper killer is still the best killer to have, the fact that he's got 2 of the big 3 means that he's got the superior killers. Now, I do think the adult version of Ichigo is better in certain scenarios, including the newly added arena mode, which I'm not really sure how I'm weighing into all of this. But with superior killers, insane damage potential, and the ability to inflict weaken, I kinda had to put this guy at number 2. Now before I get to number 1, here are a few other great Ichigos.
さっさと型をつけようぜ。月が天だ。早めに成仏しろよ。見えるかよ。地獄が俺にすがりついてるぜ。よそ者の俺に手を貸してでもてめえを逃がしはしねえぞよ。俺の中の力の全部これでてめえを倒す。行くぜ。 よく見とけ。これが俺の力だ。
Now finally at number 1, and I'm sure nobody saw this coming, is the new Artworks version of Ichigo. And get ready, cause this guy's got it all. He currently has the highest SP in the entire game. In addition to that, he's also got Berserker at 60% and Frenzy. His attacks can all inflict debilitating weakening, and they have insane range thanks to that Havoc at 20. He's got a beyond full screen strong attack 3, a strong attack 2 that's very near full screen, and a hybrid vortex move strong attack 1 that for a strong attack 1 has some pretty crazy range. Not only that, but because it's a hybrid vortex move, it also hits a large number of times, increasing the likelihood of inflicting weakening. And because it's a strong attack 1, it comes back faster than all the others, allowing you to spam it a lot more frequently. And it will always do the full amount of damage thanks to him having Marauder. Also, these attacks can't really be stopped thanks to his poise and his complete immunity to all status ailments, meaning you can't really freeze him or paralyze him. Really, the only thing you can do is hide underground, and with a Zeta pill, even that option's taken away. While this Ichigo may only have a bruiser at 20, his normal attacks aren't a bad option, especially because they have pretty decent range despite him not having long reach. He also has a boosted strong attack recharge link, sprinter at 2, and long stride, which if you've played this game long enough, you know that a multiple sprinter and long stride combination is insanely useful, and this basically makes him one of the fastest characters in the entire game. This Ichigo also has bombardment, meaning his special hits twice, and like the last few Ichigos, he also has a double killer, that of Soul Reaper and no affiliation. Honestly, I'm a bit worried that I left something out because he's just decked out with everything. No kidding, I was about to make a joke that the only thing he doesn't have is the ability to come back from the grave, and then I saw his arena skills and he has the ability to come back from the grave. Last ditch survival. It's arena only, but still, it's pretty funny how that worked out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more top 10 lists.